How's it going, everybody? So I recently got something in the mail. I had reached out to my friends over at Trinitarian Bible Society and asked them if they would be willing to send me a copy of their Greek New Testament for review. Now, if you don't know the Trinitarian Bible Society, they're really cool. They do a lot of Greek New Testaments, and they focus on the Textus Receptus, okay? If you don't know what the Textus Receptus is, it is the Greek text that underlies the New King James and most famously the King James, right? But also the Geneva Bible, the Matthew's Bible, I think even Luther's Bible. Really, the Textus Receptus was the text used of the Reformation. So I myself really like the Textus Receptus. I'm not a Textus or a TR only guy, Textus Receptus exclusively. I would be what's called a majority text guy. And the TR is primarily a majority text edition of the New Testament. It does have some minority readings that are only found primarily really in Latin manuscripts, but still, I think that the Textus Receptus is a great edition of the New Testament, and I have no problems with it. And I'm really glad that we have such quality that's put out by companies, and ministries like Trinitarian Bible Society. And thank you, very thankful to them for sending me this copy for review. So I actually wanted to get my hands on this one for a long time. Now, here's the box. It's funny because I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to watch a lot of knife reviews when I was younger, and the joke is that they'd always focus on the box or the sheath forever before they actually got to the book. And I'm going to try to not do that, but I think it's kind of cool. They put this verse down here, and this is actually the motto of my. I have a Greek website where it teaches you how to learn Koine Greek, and this is actually the motto. It's the Kitchen Table Greek Society is the name, but if you go to kitchentablegreek.com, the motto is this one right here, the last part of Timothy, 2 Timothy 2:15, and it says orthotamunta ton logon tes aletheos, and it's accurately handling or rightly dividing, right? Accurately handling the word of truth, or rightly dividing the word of truth. So I think that's really cool. The box is nothing special about it, but it's very very sturdy. So if you wanted to carry around your Bible, I know some people like to do that. Here's the title. It's calfskin. We're going to get into this. Don't worry. I promise I won't spend too much time on this, but it's calfskin, New Testament in Koine Greek. This edition is the Textus Receptus as prepared by F.H.A. Scrivener in the late 1800s. We can get into that. There's a lot more on that, but that'd probably be for another video talking about Scrivener's TR versus the other editions of the TR. But here's the Trinitarian Bible Society, and this is the ISBN number, so if you guys want to pick this thing up. I'll also put links down below, but you guys didn't come here to see the box, right? Let's get rid of this thing. And here it is. This is it right here. Hey, Kene Diatheke, the New Covenant or the New Testament. And there's the TBS logo. Guys, I'm actually really, not that I was expecting to not be impressed, but I'm really blown away by the quality of this. It's very, very comparable. I don't have it on me, unfortunately, but it's very, very comparable to a Pit Minion. It's a little bit thinner, but it's pretty much the same size. The footprint, that is. So if I were to lay a Pit Minion down, they pretty much would be twins. The Pit Minion's a little bit thicker, but guys, this is really nice. It's got some nice gold gilding here, some nice little head and tail bands, nothing crazy. The leather feels really good. I don't know if you can see the texture here, but it's got, it's good. Paste down liner. But let me go ahead and let's open it up. I'm trying to keep it off the dirt here, the ground. But the layout, so in previous editions, they had a different font, but also what they did is they took the verse numbers and they used to be out in the column. So I have another edition of the TR, not from Trinitarian Bible Society, but an older edition, and it's got the verse numbers, but they're out here in the margin. So you kind of have to pick through to find out where the verses were. But they went ahead and they put them in here into the text. So verse 21, so we got Matthew chapter 16, verse 21. and 22 and 24, so on and so forth. And big chapter headings here. It's got some nice little margins. Very nice. Something that I like to do, and I did it a little bit in here, and I'm going to keep doing it, is sometimes what I'll do is when I'm annotating words, right, that I may not be familiar with, or if I've tried to remember what they are, what I'll do is I'll put a number above the word, and then in the margin I'll write a translation of that word, a gloss. I used to write them above the words, but I found that what happens is my brain would just read the English. I wouldn't actually try to memorize what the word is, versus if I look at the number and it takes more work to go look it up, then it's I find that it makes me remember it better. So it's essentially just a reader's edition, and you can do this on your own. I recommend you do this. You can get a reader's edition, but if you have the ability to do this and a little bit of patience, I think that it'll greatly benefit you if you write a note and write the gloss in the margin versus just buying a reader's edition. I'm not saying don't get them. I love them, reader's editions, but that's just something I like to do. But guys, the quality on this is super clean. I really like it. You got the layout is really nice, very easy to read. The font is very readable. And again, the biggest thing that I like about this, apart from the fact that it's the Textus Receptus, is the size, you guys. It's so hard to find Greek New Testaments that are compact, and I know why, because most of the time they're putting a lot of information. But for example, here is my UBS 4th. Now this actually has a dictionary, so it's a little bit thicker than normal, but they're pretty comparable in size. But not only portability, but the quality. I really wish that other Greek New Testaments would put out some really quality editions. I know that the Tyndale House Greek New Testament, they've got some, nice editions, but I wish the other ones, like the UBS here, that they would offer something like that. And also, the closest would be over here. Here's an old Nestle Aland. This is a 27th, I believe. This was my dad's. He gave it to me. Pretty comparable in size. This one does not have a dictionary, but now again, with this here, the Nestle Aland, it does have wide margins. Remember, it's got wide margins and it's got an apparatus. The right here, this TR does not have that. It doesn't have as wide margins, and it doesn't have an apparatus, which I'm fine with that. Okay, I know some people make a big stink about not wanting an apparatus because they believe it gives doubt to the legitimacy of readings. I do like an apparatus, but for something like this, which would be primarily for my use, it would be primarily for just carrying or reading, I think that's perfectly fine. And a lot of times an apparatus can distract you. Not that I'm disparaging apparatuses. I really like them. They're very valuable. We definitely need them. But sometimes it's nice just to have a text. And I know that's what a lot of people say about a lot of people really like that about the Tyndale House, is that the point is it has it has a reduced apparatus, okay? Let's put it that way. And it's more focused on making a New Testament for reading than text critical work, right? But anyway, that's the Nestle Aland. Here's the UBS. You guys, I'm really, really blown away by this New Testament. And I really recommend you check it out and get one. It's nice. It's very compact. Like I said, I'm a majority text guy, so something like this is really great. And the difference is between the TR and the majority text or Byzantine text. In this case, I'll refer to both the Byzantine and majority text as synonymous. I'm planning on making a video about that in the future soon. But anyway, the difference is between the Byzantine text or majority text and the TR is minimal, very small. So you could very easily carry one of these and just put marginal notes, which is what I'm going to do. And my favorite translation of the Bible is a so-called critical text translation. It's a New American Standard, and so I totally wouldn't mind carrying around a New Testament that's from a different text type, so that I can compare them and see where the differences are. And I fully intend to use this. And again, thank you to the Trinitarian Bible Society for sending me this copy. They're very nice, very, very good very nice people. They've got a lot of fantastic stuff, and again, the quality on this, and for the price too. I think it's like $50 for this leather bound one. You can get, they have really, really inexpensive hardback copies that you can get that are very cost effective, and it's the same layout, I believe. They're improved layout. But anyway, it's something like $50. It's not more than that for this. And guys, this for a leather bound edition, it's super classy looking. I really like it. So definitely go check them out. Check out their stuff. I'll put a link below for this. And absolutely, I recommend getting your hands on a copy of this. So at any rate, God bless you guys, and I'll talk to you later.